Ah. Looks like I need to drain my turn unit. God damn, all this scavenger dive. All this scavenger dive everywhere.
어설퍼도 이해해주세요.
에이요.
벌써 끝이야? 쉬운데. 해. 이까짓 거 완전 껌이지.
That's not good.
여기서도 계속 일이야.
새 일감이군요. 책상에 올려두세요.
Good.
학교에서도 이런 일은
Have squad.
항상 재밌-
Alright.
다이브 준비 완료되었습니다.
Hey everyone.
다이브 개시.
Let's farm this day again. Go with this route.
적 성체 접근이 포착됐습니다.
I am doing good. I'm doing good, but it's blasting my ears. Yeah, they're really good. They're mainly good with the PvP though. Oh. I'll make a video for them for sure. Glitch is pretty much key piece, which is not hard to get honestly, it's SR units. But it's key piece units for the, what is it called? For the Evolve 1 deck. And Overflow is a lot more flexible. You can put it into a lot of different decks, especially like a soldier setup. Because it is a soldier mechanic character. But I think it's really hard to use within PvE. Because the problem, I will talk about it within my video,
항로가 수정됐습니다.
but I did say many times that when you start to use him, you kind of run into a problem that the overflow will just charge up to the enemies and it will get hit by a lot of enemies, and it's still tanky enough to survive for a bit, but for 4 cost units, going front like that is going to actually make you waste the 4 costs pretty easily, because it will usually go out the range where the healers are around, so you won't be able to heal him properly. So if you want to use him within like this auto comp decks, you really have to pick like, let's say, what is it called, Nelson, like a Kodia or some other character that can give kills a lot easier. That's the only downside of him for the PvE. Otherwise, he's still really good and tanky, tanker for the PvE content as well. But for Shadow Hole, I think he's really bad. The Shadow Hole is the area where the enemy does a lot of damage, and it's really hard to connect the healing together for the Shadow Hole. So if you really want to use him for like PvE, like hard contents with the PvE, I don't think any of those units are really optimal. They're mainly for PvP, along with the Evolve 1. They're still really good in PvE, but I don't think you really need it. Like, I don't really use it beside PvP, to be honest with you. But regardless, if you want to have some fun with the soldier comp, then I think it's pretty good options. Like, I swear to God, Overflow is pretty tanky. Pretty tanky. Now for Machine Collector is way more flexible units. The biggest part of Machine Collector, in my opinion, is definitely the passive skill it gives, which will help you able to clear Bulb 1 a lot easier. You can, since it's a supporter class, you can actually trigger pretty well with some many other operators. So that's why it's really popular with the PvP pick as well. But for PvE, the buff she gives is actually pretty good as well. So I would say she is pretty good. Only complaint I have for Machine Collector is probably the fact it's not the best unit probably for the auto run, because you have to deploy her again to trigger her passive again. Her passive gives like a temporary buff where you can pierce through enemies' damage resistance, and that only triggers once. From what I remember it, I have to go and check, make sure. But she's definitely a character that would carry Yuri Blow 1 clear. See, you saw how Overflow got out of it, and it's really hard to heal him. It really is. And this is level 110 right now. If it was level 131, the Overflow would die really easily. But if he's able to survive it, then yeah, he's just really good. He's just not the best character when you're trying to auto things. But I think he's really good with Horizon, because he pushes enemies, which gives Horizon to actually jump, like teleport, and smack on them. You saw from my PvP video as well. So Overflow and Horizon seems like really good combinations, and that sets really nice stacks towards to Sigma's operator trigger, because you need a defender, striker, and ranger. But I wonder how successful runs that people are having with the scavenger dive. I seen some comments on my channel saying they cleared it, but also I haven't really heard like too much complaint about it. So I'm not sure if they nerfed it compared to Korean server. Not too sure. People are just too strong, so they don't even really feel like it's hard content. Probably either one of them. I'm assuming a lot of people are probably running like a Veronica setup, which I'm not really a huge fan of. This is not really optimal for, what is it called, the auto run. Yeah.
감동보다 무서운 게 있나요?
The thing is, if you don't get a good damage artifact and cost regenerations, I feel like you might have a pretty risky time with it. I mean, you still need a good artifacts, regardless, to do a lot of damage. Because if you're relying on damage only for Veronica, you really have to like, you know. And I feel like if they're not used to redeploying the units, they might miss the perfect timing to redeploy Veronica, so they might end up like losing the run. But the main part is defeating the overflow for Lord 130. That's the hardest part, basically. As long as you can kill him, then Evolve 1 is a lot easier, I think. I was in the videos, people. I mean, farm stage should be pretty easy though. Farm stage is basically a nerf version of the 130. But this is my current setup I use. Not the perfect run for auto, by the way. So Rita makes this possible. And Mina just does a pretty good damage. Where's the low end team? Well, I'll get into that. I have some ideas in my head, but there'll be a lot of return for good artifacts. But it's pretty easy though, unless you kind of have certain characters. Let's see Rita's damage. Ooh, ho, ho. I gotta say, Mina is still really strong too. I mean, it is a nerf version from what I remember. Can you use Awaken Heal Day strats with Rita for the dive? I don't use Awaken Heal Day. I never did. Cause like, problem is if you use Awaken Heal Day, you have to make like. Here's the thing: when you retry, because most likely you want to retry it when you have perfect artifacts, and you might run into a problem due to bad RNG, or you sometimes select DPS because you misplace the units. Then you have to retry the units, and then you can't rely on the supporter character anymore because their role changes up. And I think Hell Day is way too heavy. So I don't really, I never really tried to use Awaken Heal Day after day one. So my current deck is this one, if I can show you. So it's not what you can use in the C server right now. I actually don't have Milia here, but that's my supply mode Evolve 1 deck. The definitely key here is a Rita and the Spira. Like Spira for 3 cost units, she can tank a lot of pits, and she can make the Evolve 1 turn to the other side. So she basically does the job of the Ingrid, but she does it way better. And the Rita is just really crazy good DPS units against the mechanics. And the Harim and some Rangers. Yeah, she's the one I've been using quite a lot lately.
사람도 많은 해변인데 사적인 장난은 좀 그렇지 않아? 아니, 딱히 싫다는 뜻은 아니고.
But Rita is really good. But I think Spear Eye is way more important than Rita, honestly. Because the main thing of Evolve 1 is like you can throw in some other DPS units to clear it. It's just that you need some units to be able to tank it really well if you want to have an easy time with it. But I usually run like a... Okay, here we go. See, that's the deck I use. I usually use a Spira, then I use this Twins. The Twins can also tank pretty well for 2 costs. It's a really good way to stall overflow with these characters. Then I usually throw in Rangers like Colin to do damage here. Then I throw Rita to trigger Kim Hana's operators, which should give me enough cost to deploy Harim right away. Then usually I have another Rangers or I have a supporter like let's say Evelyn is pretty good pick now if you want to use it, or some other healers. Now since I have I'm much stronger than where I used to be when I first cleared it, so I don't really need extra healers, honestly. I just go with this and I usually have pretty good time with it. Then the most important is the supporter characters though, I think. It's Amelia and the... Yeah, Amelia is pretty good, but Soyun is also a really good pick for supporter. Here's the thing, when you're using supporter units to clear Evolve 1, you probably want to summon a unit, even though it's expensive, that doesn't die right away. I tried many different units, I tried like some cheaper supporter units, but they end up dying way too quickly, so I never had a pretty good opportunity to have a long-lasting units when you use them as supporter. So that's why I end up using Soyun, because Soyun actually could tank a lot of hits from the enemies within the floor 130. So Soyun is a no-brainer unit to use, not to mention she does pretty good damage. And the Amelia, pretty crazy for 3 cost units. She's also really tanky and does a lot of damage, but that's not available in the C, so you can probably replace this one with Defender, and that's about it, honestly. Those, like, you basically need some kind of DPS units as a supporter for first round, so you can mow down the, what is it called, overflow. Overflow is the biggest problem because that's the one that will charge up to your ships and trying to, you know, just kill your backline, rangers, snipers, whatever you're using. So it's most important to stall that overflow as much as possible and kill it right away. But I just ran into a problem though. Let me quickly do this. Says 712 A4. 712. Is it 8 the hardest one? No, it doesn't look like it. I think 7 is the hardest one. 712 mechanic units.
이건 쓸만하겠어요?
The most important part, I think, is to get a good artifact first, which is the health regen as well as the cost recovery one. If you get those two and some damage artifact, you pretty much clear things with pretty much any competitions, I think. Those two are the most important. It's just a matter of getting that, basically. And I don't think Rudimilla is that good because the AoE damage pretty much fucks it up. So I will say no to Rudimilla. I will say no to Ludmilla.
이해하지 못하는데요.
이긴 다음에 진짜
승진 후보로 추천드릴게요.
제법인데요.
Yeah, like I said, I try to work with the Awaken, that never worked out for me. Could be just me, I don't know. It's just never worked out for me. Could be just me, but personally, I never used Awaken Hilde. People like try to use Nayubin as well. That never really worked out for me either.
승진 후보로 추천드릴게요.
제법인데요. 제법인데요.
I don't think Maple Story got the pretty good soundtrack, so I think all the next game got pretty good soundtracks. And yeah, it's pretty much a big nostalgia.
고생하셨어요, 여러분.
Okay, we hit that 3 times. People despise Nexon, but you can't deny out their games have a godly soundtracks. Can't deny they have a godly soundtracks. And sorry if you're expecting me to clear dive right now, but I really gotta drain my Eternium pretty quickly. Actually, I think I did all my supply missions. Yeah, I'll farm events here. I'm gonna Nexon. I think they invest into a lot of those things. It's sad that people don't really care, though. I think. Yeah, I honestly don't. I don't think Nexon gets enough credit for their investment with the music. I think they deserve a tiny bit more appreciations, maybe. I don't know. I just really like music in general, so to me, when I play a game, I like the soundtrack. It's really fitting for me. That's the one thing I didn't like about the Lost Ark Online. It's like soundtrack was kind of, It wasn't really hitting my spots. It wasn't bad either, but it wasn't like great. So I ended up just playing other musics when I was playing the closed beta test. Yeah, I still gotta farm this event. I think this is the setup I've been using. I want to use a Horizon. Yeah, Horizon gets the job done pretty nicely. Now, I only wish I can make the Minato survive for a little bit longer though. That's my only complaint.
고생하셨어요, 여러분.
Yeah, her special skill feels really satisfying because it just goes like hammering down on enemies. It would have been pretty crazy if she was using hammer instead. And I think she's actually like the new PvE meta if you want to clear like a low level dungeons really quick.
고생하셨어요, 여러분.
Horizon buff really made it crazy. If you watch my PvP video, if you watch my stream, then if you see how she does with the now, yeah, she's night and day. I can definitely confirm that she's definitely one of the best awakening units right now.
여러분의 인사 고과는 제게 맡겨주세요. 재장전. 저에겐 지체할 시간이 없습니다.
I think Isian is still really good counter against her. Like if the Isian stacks up some striker damage along with the mechanic damage with certain gear, the Horizon will get melted pretty quickly. But that's because Isian has all disadvantage against the aerial type units, so it's actually almost unfair to compare it. Almost unfair to compare it. And I think I will actually spend some of my gaming time playing some other games. Like when I say other games, like actual PC games. I've been thinking of playing this one game. That shit's pretty cute. Yeah, put it right here. Oh, that's too small. Damn it. Hide the Lozaria right there. Or put it beside Lozaria. Well, that's the concept art they had for her. But apparently this character is not coming out until later 2022. I was like, what the fuck? So it's gonna be a very long time waiting until then. But this kind of style is definitely my taste of anime girls, I guess. More kind of like not too futuristic, but this kind of clothing, it's kind of a little bit of futuristic fit as well as not too futuristic. It's a bit of modern style. And not too much crazy accessories, I guess. No hats. I don't like hats. That's another thing. That's the new character apparently coming out in 2022. She uses twin blades, I guess, from the concept art they have. It's kind of like a scissors, but could split into two, I guess. So it's not counter-sized to the Soul Worker. A lot of Koreans probably remember this game by. This game is currently on Steam right now, and then playing Korean server has finished their service. Because the Korean server for the Soul Worker was running by Smilegate, that partner up with them. Yeah, so developers are the Lion Games, and they're partnered with the Smilegate for past decades to make this game. And Smilegate's the platform, the Stove, I think. That's the way the games did their service on for Korean server for a long time. And the contract has ended, and Smilegate has no real plan to continue to service this game. So they dipped out, and they're trying to launch this game on Steam again as the service ends. So, but Their like developer note, they show this character, and I really like this character. So, but this kind of character, like, it'll be pretty cool to see Soul Worker characters in Counterside. Personally, it's probably never going to happen, but if anything, probably like a closer's character at the most. And honestly, I like closer characters a lot better. The Soul Worker characters are definitely not bad. I think usually, I usually like Korean games, character design a lot of times. They have the very distinguished style compared to, let's say, Chinese game or like Japanese style games. I think Japanese style games is definitely a lot less futuristic and a bit more fantasy, or just like full on like anime schoolgirl style design. I think those are definitely what they usually go for in Japanese games. So Princess Connect, pretty good prime example. Or like a lot of side games, like all these fantasy setting outfits. Then you go for something like Fake Grand Order. I guess that's also pretty fantasy. Then you have Blue Archive. A lot of games like that with the just, you know, typical high school looking girls. Yeah, apparently, so they get more servers now for Lost Ark Online, actually. But it's kind of sad the game doesn't do that well, I guess. Because, I mean, it's MMO and... yeah, the game has other problems. Not sure what the other problem is, but I think character design-wise, they got pretty good designs. I think Lily is really popular character. Lily. That twin tail. I'm not sure what kind of character she is. I'm not sure if she's like a Yander style or something. But she got that kind of look, I guess. I wasn't the biggest fan of her, but it's definitely rather pretty one compared to others, I guess. Actually, I like this girl named Haru, I think. I mean, I always like the girl with a sword, and not just any sword, but rather bigger sword. So I definitely like her aspects. She's like a flame power, I think, from what I remember from playing the game a long time ago. Yeah, it's the Maple Story OST. I haven't played Maple Story since very long time. I played the time when they had this like a twin character. I think it was like Xeon or something. I can't even remember. It was like OP character just teleports around all the freaking maps and just like slashes around the map. And it was like a limited time kind of character creation thing, so you can only create around like that during that event time. And when the event passes out, you cannot create the character. Yeah, but actually this game got a lot of fan arts. I'm actually surprised how many fan arts this game it really has. And I think it's like this is like the one character that came out and did like really well received to other gamers. I think a lot of people actually started playing this game because of this character. But she got pretty good design, so Actually, I think that's the character I played as well. Even though I'm not a huge fan of the spear character, I never was, but I think she was pretty fun to play. And like I said, her character design was pretty nice. Not sure if she was a good though. Can't remember. Never really liked this sniper girl. I think, I don't know, for some reason I'm not a huge fan of like this kind of sleepy face girls that much. Or at least like typical sleepy girl with the big boobs. That's not really my thing. I don't think those two really fits that well. So that's just me, by the way. That's just me, but I don't think those two really fits that well. If they really want to go for that sleepy girl kind of vibe, you really have to kind of go down to more of a smaller size character. Sickness Nights, holy crap, that sounds like a really old time. Oh, it was a 0. Yes, that was 0, I think. Yes, I think. Yeah, you guys are right. Thing. Maple Story 0. Yes, it was this character. I remember that. Man, this really old looking character selection screen. I actually used to play a mobile version as well, like the one you buy for like $6 or something. And I think that had an Angelic Bustard in it, and I think she was really OP, the mobile versions. And I think Kaiser is the one I liked quite a lot too, but because at the time I thought like a dragon transformation shit was pretty cool. But I'm assuming this class is like trash now, right? But I remember like Zero being like the OP character. You could just go around the entire map, just slay every monsters, just feed all the XP. But that's the time I used to play. But I will take this girl from Soul Worker to the counter side. I'll take that honor. But I think Korean games got a pretty good design. And that's basically a father, like the ground-based game of Counterside, I guess. I'm still kind of salty that we didn't get this as a collaboration and got a Guilty Gear instead. I still am pretty salty. I can see some of these characters literally coming to Counterside like it really easily. And that's just a little like Sylvia, honestly. Sylvia with more longer hair, I guess. And I think she got a lot of fan arts as well. But it's a pretty old game, so I think they always come with this kind of thing for April Fool's Day or something. But I don't really know too much of Maple Story OST. I just listen to the OST. I actually don't know where they're from most of the time. I don't know what the yogurt thing is. I've played a lot of games, but that game doesn't really hit my Doesn't hit my memory. I think that's another really popular character. I guess not. Think about it. This is like Orca with smaller boobs. I mean, bigger boobs, I guess. Yeah, cause like they both have like white hair. They got like red eyes. I think she got like demons inside of her body or something. That's why she uses like some demonic power out of her body. I think that's what she is. Actually, not too sure. But basically like Orca, but way bigger boobs. Basically, adult version of Orca, I guess. Maybe. And I actually think she doesn't really wear good clothes either, so. But I think there's a lot of similarity between it. I mean, it's probably because it's still next in game, and I think these are pretty similar, like setting. I mean, that's I mean, it's like Counter-Strike. It's like all this like kind of sad game, I guess. And I don't think Awaken Minato would sell, so I don't think they'll release that. But this is the character I definitely like the most. I guess she is also a lot like Orca to a certain level. Other kind of gray hair girl, the red eye. The main director, like art director from the Counter side, actually really like Tina. So I think if I look up, yeah, he used to be drawing a fan art for Closers. I think that's why he got joined into the game. Yeah, this is like old art. You can kind of tell. Yeah, see, that's basically Orca, I guess. That was a long time ago, I think. But he definitely liked this girl a lot, I guess. But I think that's why he probably got some connections from it. So, he basically drew all this as a fan of the game. So when the director came out and said, "Oh, it looks like you really liked our game," and probably saw some potentials as an artist, and just went and hired it as a main art director for Counter-Side. Yeah, Chris, someone told me yesterday, I think, which still surprises me. I mean, there's not that many games, and he also drew that. Now that's more of the Counter-Side current style, art style he has. Yeah, but that was his more of his older art style. Then again, it's just a sketch, so maybe when he went all in, maybe a little bit different. Yeah, well, that's a pretty big change, to be honest with you. I mean, artists always improve, so I mean, you have to, right? If you don't improve, you can't survive in this market. Oh, holy crap, he drew quite a lot. And there's a shouting right there. I won't say spiritual successor. It's more like basically another dimension. What I like to think. think that's one of the more later character. Apparently she's like really strong or something. See, I can't like literally you can grab this character and put into like, oh, this is gonna be next counter side character. You can literally put that easily. Like all this character could fit in counter side like no problem. And since it's a next-gen game, they probably have less problem rerunning banner more often if they really wanted to. Or it could be like MiHoYo collaboration where they make this edition like permanent edition to the game instead of just like a limited banner. That's what MiHoYo was able to do with the collaboration between Honkai Impact and the Genshin Impact. They're able to bring like Genshin Impact characters to Honkai Impact. And it wasn't the limited banner character. They made it pretty much a permanent banner character that you can farm without playing the game. But I was never a fan of this girl that much. That's because I never really played around the time when she was the thing. Not sure what kind of girl she will be when compared to counterside. I think she used like ice powers though. I think her name is a Pai. Yeah, but she used ice power. She used a sword. I think she's like Chinese character too. But I think her design is pretty cool as well. I mean, it's very simple. It's nothing like unusual. It's something you've probably seen from here and there, but oh, that's pretty nice. Actually, I've never seen this one before. Save. I think Counter-Side definitely needs more of the kind of church setting characters, I think. Like Cindy Rooper and like some maybe other characters. I think that can definitely use some of these kind of church style character squads eventually. I mean, it could happen. I mean, they got medieval knights, so and they got like zodiac knights as well, so probably not that hard to create another squad based off like sacred church empires. Like, then again, that's like digging into religion, so maybe that's not something they want to reach in, because that could be a problem in Chinese games. I think. Actually, don't know. Not too sure. I think this is basically like a Eula original character. I honestly think MiHoYo kind of copied this character when they create the Eula. His like story of her is pretty not similar, but kind of like, I think Eula is basically a softcore version of her. She's also all about the vengeance to her family bloodline and stuff like that. And she got kind of blue hair. I guess Eula got a shorter hair. But she's like a high class family, or used to be high class family. And she used a sword, like a big one too. Don't think she used like ice powers though. Honestly, when I first saw Eula, I honestly thought it was her. I'm like, oh, that's what it reminded me of. I mean, to be honest, MiHoYo copies a lot of different games, so it's no secret to them. I don't think she dances. Actually, I could be wrong, but yeah. But do you see like similarity compared to Eula? I think. If you look at side by side like that, I guess it's a bit more apparent like this. this pose as well. I think this pose and the one before is the one like really similar. And those two poses are the ones like this pose is like one that's really similar. And this character came way before Eula, so. Honestly, if you look at my side by side, I think this art looks really similar to Eula's face art. But like I said, Chinese game copying other games is yeah, her name is Violet, so. She also got the hairband as well. I think that's a key feature of her, which Eula also has as well. But I can see a girl like that coming into counter side easily as well. Now this is the girl I never really liked. I think her name is Soma. I think she's just like a really big girl. I think she's actually one of the least popular characters as well. But definitely this is the character I like the most, I think. Still waiting for collaboration and she can come in. They should ask me what I want for this character. I can say many good things about it. I can't even think of like deploy motions. It's probably her just like deploying down on the ground with her shield, just smashing onto the ground. The shockwave comes in as like do the damage or knockback to enemies. Then she just start going and charging in through enemies' battle like frontline and just hit them with the shields and such. I guess I never thought I do like it, but I guess I like girls with foreheads like this. For memes like this, I guess. Yeah, I think Violet is about like magics with her swords. So it was like physics and magics. They don't really have like ice powers. Yeah, but this art is definitely the. I can see this character coming right into counter side right away with this outfit. Even this probably, but I think this is a more counter side style. That one is not bad either. And I think counter-side definitely needs more maid outfits. I think this game definitely needs more maid outfits. Not enough yet. It's such a shame, I guess, game never really like became big. So it'd be pretty nice if the game I like in terms of design becomes big and they're able to produce more games based off that series in different formats, or see those characters in other media as well. That'd be pretty nice, but yeah, I mean, it's really hard to make these kind of games fly in the other servers. I think localization is actually the biggest problem for a lot of these games. That's not the only problem, but I feel like always the localization part is the hardest part of it. one day will things, I don't know. I think they're making like a new game for closers, or like people made closers is making new game. And actually, not this guy. Oh, it's this guy. Yeah, that's our current CEO. Current CEO of the counter side. But yeah, it's from the, what is it called? Yeah, that's the company who made the closers. They're making the closers mobile, I think. That's the one game they've been making on. I think they have some other games. And I think he is making a new game. Yeah, Outer Plane. I think that's the game. Thing that. Yeah, this is another like some kind of counter-side like style world, I guess. Yeah, they're making, yeah, the game's called Outer Plane. That's their current placeholder name. But it's getting, like, it's developed and published by Smile. I think it's getting published by Smilegates. Yeah, it's actually, it's called the VA Games. So that's the developer. Yeah. Yeah, so he left the Naughty Games, the developer closers, and he spent 2 years. And this article is from 2021 actually. So yeah, he made his own studio. I guess like Studio B-side. It's called the VA Games, and yeah, the new game Outer Plane. And this is about like kind of isekai as well. So the main character was living on the Earth, and it's like an isekai. Yeah, basically main character lives on the Earth and gets teleported to this world and meets the characters, and I guess just travels around. And it's a turn-based game, and not only the Earth they explore, they go to some alien planets. So the 3D cartoon rendering, which seems like the big thing. So it's like 3D cartoon rendering, turn-based game. But it's planning to release something sometime later 2022. So it will be kind of interesting. Yeah, they say they've been making this game since 2019. So they say they have about 40 people working on this game and such. Yeah, the closers, I guess that's the biggest problem that people didn't like about the camera. There's the camera. But that's their studios, I guess. And they blurred out what they're working on the screen. Huh, actually I never read this article, so it's actually quite interesting. So they set this in October 2019. October 2021 and October 19, yeah, 2021. So that was only like 2 months ago when they did this interview. And they say it is 50% done. Huh. But I'm not sure if I'm a big fan of the isekai style. That's why I never really got into like Princess Connect. It says the Shieldman Hero the series or ReZero series. So he did some testing around the markets, and he didn't really see isekai style based games. He knows this kind of setting is kind of overdone, I guess, because I mean, like I said, there's a lot of isekai like anime series. For the game wise, I guess it's not really explored that well so far, because that's kind of true. I don't think there's that many like big isekai games. I know there's like a lot of small games, but like bigger games, not really. The gacha games, for example, I think the only thing I can really think of right away is the Princess Connect, and that's pretty much it. I guess you could, yeah, Epic 7 is definitely not isekai. Epic 7 is a fantasy game with the, not isekai, yeah, it's not isekai. So that's the character design they have. The character design is definitely a fantasy game, though. It's definitely not some futuristic setting. Doesn't look like it at all. So that's their character design, I guess. So I guess that's the main character design, and that's the heroine, I guess. I guess main character definitely looks a lot like closer to what the, I guess, more modern kind of style. Like you can tell from the shoes and the pants the person is wearing, and the weapons maybe. I suppose the shield actually looks kind of like it, but the heroine, which is probably from like the fantasy world, definitely looks like totally different clothing. Yeah, but the main thing is it's not like Konosuba style where it's all comedy. It's definitely a little bit heavier than that. I wonder how heavy it's going to be then. Pretty interesting read, by the way. But I don't think I'm that much a big fan of Epic 7's story to really dig in. So I know they're like parallel world kind of style, but I don't think they're done that well. I heard like X3 was a lot better storytelling than before, but even then it wasn't like that great. So yeah, but character design wise, like I said, I'm not a huge fan of like fantasy setting. But definitely not like positive points for me, to be honest with you, if I'm being brutally honest with it. But probably have some potential into it. So he said the PD said he's not really a hardcore gamer, so he doesn't want to make a game that just keep burning your stamina to grind like 24 hours a day kind of thing. That's pretty important thing he said there's many different like self-culture games. That's the word that Koreans really use for like anime games. And there's a lot of different like pretty characters. So this is also a really important line he says actually. So I think it's really hard for users to only grab into a single, only get attached to a single game, because there's many different anime games with the many different characters. Yes, as a player, you probably want to raise all this like pretty character you like from all these different games. And he also said, but I also know there's also games that who really wants to play like hardcore style gamers as well. So to really fit their needs for those kind of players, I guess daily activity is very like very light basically. But for like the weekends kind of style is something that's really kind of hardcore style content. So maybe they add some weekly raid or some crap like that. He said, "Asked what's the difference compared to other RPG games out there right now? Like, what's the unique aspects of the Outer Planes?" So there's a lot of things lacking, but the action parts, as well as very action oriented, like high quality action oriented animation scenes, like the boss battles, character skills, and boss skills like effects is very, I guess, straightforward. Well, we haven't seen anything, so we can't tell until we actually see the gameplay. Like, they could be saying all these things. And welcome back. Yeah, but they could have really good elements. I mean, they could make it sound like it's an amazing looking game and whatever, but when you actually open up the package, it might not look like anything like it. And 3D games, usually that's actually worries me quite a bit. Not that I don't like 3D games, but I think many 3D games don't really have a good 3D models. So we'll see. So these developers from previous jobs, they had experience in making action games. So even the turn-based games, they want to give more of the action game feeling. So they have got aerial combo thing. Even though it's a turn-based game, within certain combos, you can launch enemies into the airs and do assist attacks and such. And when the gauge fills up, or the 4 characters, so meaning I'm assuming there's 4 characters per party, like a lot of different turn-based games, and they can all attack the combo skills, and it's called a skill chain system. Sounds a lot like Epic 7. Like Epic 7 used to have like aerial combo system, and they dropped it. You kind of see this probably getting dropped as well. Part in development. I think there's a reason why Epic 7 never went with that like aerial combo system. But it's a skill chain system, shows very good skill animations. And I guess it is a key aspect of the gimmicks of the boss, like able to cancel their skills or patterns and do a large amount of damage. So I guess the key aspect of this game is kind of unlike a lot of different mobile games, especially RPG, which is usually focused more on the PvP aspects more than PvE. But this is more of focusing on the boss battles. So I guess this is another important questions. Probably aim for Genshin. What is this about? It's this new game that I've been looking through called the Outer Plane, which is supposed to come out sometime next year. It's probably just probably low-key mentioning Genshin Impact, because Genshin Impact doesn't really run that well on mobile devices. So is it using Unity engines? Which is probably not the best sign ever, to be honest with you. But their target model is Galaxy S8. And they're thinking of launching this game 2020 summer. Yeah, that's another image I can grab. Yeah, this is definitely a fantasy setting game. Huh. That's the main character, that's the main heroine, and some probably support characters, I guess, because she's using broomsticks to Queen. An archery elf kind of style character. With some lolly with some magic power. Don't know.
준비 완료되었습니다. 다이브 개시.
It has mentioned a dorm system. Just thinking about it. I guess it's pretty realistic comments as well. Yeah, they basically don't really have plans for like dorm system. So so at the launch they have about 40 to 50 different characters. Huh. And since he mentioned boss battles a lot, what's other main content of the game? So the base is collection turn-based RPG, the character collection turn-based RPG, and learning monster patterns and able to find the better ways to defeat it. Huh. It's a typical kind of classic turn-based RPG, I guess. And I guess they want to really focus on telling a story right away, so they want to show a lot of side stories. I think that's what Epic 7 really liked, so I think that's what Counterside did pretty decent job at doing, with like counter case and stuff to tell some background of the characters. I guess this is what they're also kind of going around as well, to tell individual character stories. This says skill animation is about 180 frames. So if you convert that into seconds, it's around 6 to 8 seconds. So the ultimate skills will be around 8 seconds, 8 seconds long. But they're also thinking about like cutting it down and such. But that's their company office.
수호령. 다이브 때문에 오시지 않았었나요? 이타는 드라이브 체력장.
Max, you're strong in C. I guess you just need some other characters coming out in the future. I think Veronica is pretty much the perfect character for you to use right now. So they also talking like full voice dubbing. Long story short, so he says, like, if he's being greedy, he wants to go for full voice, but he's also not just looking for the like internal like service, as I mean like launching game in Korea, but they're also looking for the global release as well in their minds. So even though if they make Korean as their like full voice for like story and stuff, and if it's now full voice for like global servers, probably doesn't, like, it might feel like global players getting left out or something. So I think it's a long explanation to say no, I don't think it's gonna be full dubbing characters, like full dubbing story. Oh, so and the interviewer was surprised when he mentioned the global service. It says, "Oh, I thought it was such only for the little bit Korean server, but I was surprised that it's thinking of a global service as well." But it says, It says the main focus is satisfying the Korean users, because the reason is they believe the Korean players has the best I guess knowledge when it comes to kind of dissecting games and going through the systems. So they say they have to satisfy Korean player first if they want to do well within outside of Korea, like global service. But at the current stage, the global service is only inside their heads, I guess. But once the Korean server service becomes stable, they're ready to go move next forward for global service as well. It's gonna have a PvE and PvP as well, and the actual person mentions Epic 7 in here. Yeah, they're working on PvP contents as well. Summoners Wars, Epic 7s, and many turn-based RPGs. But he doesn't like forcing players to do PvP. Yeah, the PvP is not his thing, but he says the players likes that. I don't know. But their main focus is creating contents for PvP for PvE first. Then once the PvE kind of becomes stable, they're going to focus more within PvP. So first, they're going to come with the like an NPC style PvP, like the Epic 7's Arena, and the real-time Arena PvP will be much later into the service. So they say if they rate their games in terms of like anime games, level 5 would be like really depressing, I guess, really hardcore, edgy style, and just like a really like typical anime style, it's like a level 1. I guess they're around level 2 to 3. So I guess just isekai kind of setting with some dark twists here and there. But they said they're also hiring, so. Comments are all just trolls, I guess. Well, that was pretty good read, by the way. I liked it. Maybe I'll talk more about it when the actual game has some footage to go through. Right now it's just on thin air. But yeah, I'm not a huge fan of PvP as well. I think PvPs are usually more of stress. I think Counter-Strike PvP is more chill for me compared to a lot of different games. And especially turn-based games, I guess it needs more preparations for PvP. And that's the one thing I didn't really like about the PvP within, or contents within Epic 7, is everything is just about farming gears for PvP. I'm not saying many other games are different, but I think Epic 7 just focused too much on the real-time arena, but which is fair because that's where most of the people grind their gears, aka spend their monies to refill their stamina, to farm gears again, so it gives infinite amount of money. They spend infinite amount of money and time to farm these gears so they can beat other players with the PvP. It's the only logical thing you can do when you're making a game. You don't have to write a story for the PvP. You don't have to like do extra things for PvP. It can easily make PvP more different by just adding your characters. I mean, you have to think about like balance and other aspects as well, but it's definitely a lot less time consuming than the PvE contents, if the PvP is what the players want, of course. So personally, I've never been a big fan of PvP, but I do understand the existence of PvP is very important to many different gamers, especially if you're like hardcore whales. So yeah, that's the one thing I'm really disappointed in Epic 7. I think the Moonlight Hero had a really big potentials, like different characters could come up with like such a cool storyline and many different possibilities. The setting, some of the setting they had was pretty cool, like the violets, the moonlight virgins. It was like really dark and edgy and stuff. Like he could have came with some like crazy good backstory that's like really deep and dark and make him really look cool and everything, but yeah, they never bother with going that aspects at all. Just character design and just fancy skill animations. The story never existed. And honestly, I remember when the Epic 7 comes out, new character, no one really cared that much about story. They just care about like how good the character is, or how, like the first thing they care about is how good the character design is. And if that's done, the next thing they look is not really the story aspect, it's the, hey, how good is this character? And if the character is bad, then they never really ends up getting spotlights. So and like honestly, PvE content is just really hard to make. Like if you think about it, like compared to PvP and PvE, what's easier to make? The answer is right there. What makes more money? Probably PvP. So I'm not blaming companies for focusing on PvP contents, but I think PvP content has its limits. I really think so. Deep Dark Fantasy, I just really said Deep Dark Fantasy. My voice changed? It's because I'm probably drinking right now. And guys, watch out for the virus there. There's a lot of virus out there right now. There's one case in my country. I think Korea got like 5 cases right now, and some other countries got many different. I think US has 1 case in California. But yeah, this new virus is going around like spreading like crazy. They say it's not really like life-threatening though, so maybe it just be a fluke and go away pretty quickly. It's like 40 now, so I'm like 18. Yeah, that's probably like I think there was like a drink on my throat, like trapped in there for some reason. Yeah, Omicron. That sounds like really weird.
생존이 곧 승리죠.
꾸준히 침식하다
But back to Epic 7, I think they definitely had a lot more potential in terms of story. Like, they had a great elements, they never really went with it. Which is really a shame. I mean, writing story is pretty hard. And honestly, if your player base doesn't really care about it, then I guess there's no real reason to invest into it. So they just need to give some fancy setting like text on the character bio, and that's it. That's all they have to do. Like if you, I hate to compare it, but if you look at like Counter-Strike releasing Awakening characters in past couple ones, and if you see how Epic 7 released their Moonlight characters, is very different. It's like totally different. The Counter-Strike really tries to like set it up in terms of like maybe event story or throughout the main story to set up the Awakening characters, where the Epic 7 doesn't really have anything like that. World 1 Dagon C is pretty big right now. Don't know why. Maybe you can post a screenshot. Maybe I can show you why. Because the World 1 should be just wrecking things easily. What do you mean because of Ifrit? Is the Ifrit not in the global server? But even though I don't think Ifrit should be like that much a big difference. I think Yang should be. Well, you don't really need the godlike gears. All you need is a maze cooldown sets with the skill haste option. That's all you need. You have to really be patient with the Evolve 1 deck though. Like you have to be like patient. It's not a rush deck composition. It's the deck you have to camp out. Basically, it's like a tower comp, but it's not tower. Yeah, but you definitely need more gears for characters like Janus, Ifrit, and that's about it to be honest. Or maybe Sigma if you're using that as well. Well, what other rangers are going to use then to trigger your Sigma operator? I don't think you have better options to be honest. They're using Evolve 1 deck right now.
생존이 곧 승리죠.
Oh, that's surprising. Have you tried to play the, like I said, the tower version? So I think if I were to make a Evolve 1 deck, Coffin, and mechanic wise, I'll throw in Evolve 1. I usually throw like Sparrows, Janus, Ifrit, Glitch must have. I guess Sigma time to time. But I think that can use all you really put in. I guess Overflow is actually pretty good too. Nah, it's throwing too much, so I think you need to kind of take out maybe probably Sigma. Usually 2 spots are like what you throw in depending what the up units for the week is. I think Rooted Millais are also really good picks. Because whenever mechanic units die, Rooted is able to get the barrier on her with her passive skills. So yeah, when the mechanic dies for 10 seconds, it gives barriers up 15% of her HP, 50% of her maximum HP. Operator, you can use 19 is also really good. It's probably easier to get to level 8, skill level 8, and at skill level 8, all mechanics debuff gets cleansed, and they get 15% attack speed boost. Combine that with the Coughing 6 buff, oh boy, this gets pretty disgusting. But optimal setting is usually a Sigma. So usually you throw in like, hopefully you set leader like this, right? And usually you want to throw in Glitch or Sparrow. The Coughing 6 will spit out another tank. So then you can summon Evolve 1 at the full 3 stacks that way. Then you usually throw in like a striker units, like an Ifrit. Then you're throwing like rangers, or defender like overflow, or even snipers. Wait out and trigger skills. I mean, there's many different ways to play this deck, so that's why this deck is kind of disgusting. Because as long as you have a gear for Evolve 1, you're pretty much like 50% done with this deck. Yeah, but I guess no one really knew how to use it. I guess that's the main thing. And by the way, don't go for this weapon. It's not worth your time and money. I did, but I wouldn't go for it. But if you are going to go for it, this is the best one. This is basically a maze gear, like a maze hands, but reversed. That's what this is. So compare with the maze weapons. The maze weapon gets 14% anti-ground damage and 10% skill haste. And as you can see, this also get 10%. I guess it gets additional 1 extra percent anti-ground damage and a bit higher raw damage. So hooray, it does bit more damage. There you go. You interested in making this now for that 1 extra percent? And a bit higher raw damage. Well, you'll make it. I'll make a video about it when I make Evolve 1. Just talking about gear parts. But when you farm Evolve 1 to the maximum level, then you have nothing else to do with the golden bullets, you can go and craft their gears. You can also craft the overflow gear as well as this one, if you want, of course. But this one is the best one. This one is basically maze gear. Yeah, I said it's better than maze, but like I said, amount of costs, and if you're lazy and trying to spend set binary to get this, and you can only use this on Evolve 1, so it's probably not the best choice. Because I'm assuming a lot of people probably didn't really roll like maze gears for mechanics. So if you are going to roll for them, I'll just roll something like the maze gear first, which is a universal gear that you can use on all characters, right? Like, would you want to use it on the gear that you can use on any character first before you move on to the next one? I would say so, right? Maybe I'm wrong, but no, it's better than maze gear. Like I said, it's better than it's tiny bit better than maze gear. But I'm saying amount of effort that you will have to put in just to the gear that only Evolve 1 could use, like, then that's why I say I don't know if you wanna. You probably want to invest into other maze mechanic gears first before you really go ham on this gear. What's the boss? And what's the buff units? It's like a moderator area. I guess you have to kind of go with like soldier comp, maybe. Yeah, but what's the buff? You guys didn't tell me the buff is. It's like a police squad or is like some future at war buff. If it is future at war buff one, then you guys are fucked. I think Korean server actually had that one time. SWAT 4. Police SWAT up, then I guess you can use the buff version of Council. I guess you have to kind of go with the sword fighters. Yeah, sword fighter and the what is it called? Let me actually go and check my units here. Mechanics definitely Ifrit the freaking way. And Nerbia is a ranger boss. Ifrit the way basically. I guess Veronica is also could be played pretty well. Actually, I would say no, never. I take that back. So for soldiers, I guess medium SSR. So put Kang So-young and pull Admin Ranger, I guess. I guess Overflow is actually really good because you could run in and rush through enemies. Sniper and push them forward. Then you can probably throw in like a Kang So-young and some other ranger units. I'm bullshitting by the way, so don't take everything I say with granted, but I'm assuming you can kind of try to play a little bit like that. Then throw in Jane Doe as well as I guess Eddie could be pretty good because he gives a passive skill. But the sword fighter is gonna be really important as well. There be it. I mean, you could try to use the rebats, but I don't know. I haven't used her in a very long time. Guys, I'm not the best player out there. So. I'm just thinking. The Terminator is gonna be really good too. Like you actually got really good soldiers here. Like not just like any soldier, but striker ones. You got really good picks right here already. So sword fighter, you got Terminator, you got Jane Doe. Holy crap, that's quite expensive. But they already got defense shred and tanky, ranger, decent damage and tanky. Very good burst damage with the Jane Doe as well. So yeah, if you can give her like the probably like blade sets, or I guess you can if you want to gamble with sniper crit damage, then you can go with the crit damage set like I have smite set. She actually does pretty good damage. Yeah, that dash attack is 30k. That's crazy damage, by the way. Yeah, she even got the buff, so why don't you use her? How much damage she does? 17,000. Hard to crit, I guess. But this enhanced attack is pretty good, so I guess you can even go with the blade set if you want. That the enhanced attack is what makes it really good, I think. Sword fighter is also really good. Like they're actually crazy good. Cause like they're really tanky. That's the big part of them. They're tanky. Their damage is like their damage is not that good, but it's actually a decent chip damage. So, especially with the PvP, sometimes you'll be like, "Holy crap! This like sword fighter just melted me like nothing." But Ifrit's also gonna be a very big part of this this one, I think. This mofo is just... Ifrit exists within C server, right? Like, see how fast this thing's attacking? Even at one time speed right now. Not double time speed, so... That's pretty insane attack. What other units you could use? For mechanics, I don't really know, to be honest. I don't think you get really other choice. I think you can actually use a Sigma to boost up your damage a bit. So your striker could do more damage against the boss. I guess the Janus is actually a pretty good pick as well. So you kind of need the aerial units. And Tarsk also a pretty good unit to throw in for debuff. But that's about it, I think. If it was a Korean server, you can throw in like a Long Lee, which is pretty good. Or Jihyun, it's not bad. But in other sense, not really. But Adrenaline, I think Assault Trooper actually pretty good too, because you can deploy it right close to the boss and do damage. So I think Admin Ranger is definitely must have with the anti-ranger damage setup. Wait, what's the first boss? Is a moderate type A? I don't know, I wouldn't really use Amelia though. Amelia isn't that good against the bosses. Iron armor? Yeah, armor is defender one, so. Yeah, the Assault Trooper is also really good in armor. So. I guess you could have used Arcana Janus as well as Tarsk. But yeah, armor is definitely easier. I mean, it's usually the counter units for the danger close, so.
Horizon engaging. 당신을 제거합니다.
Dead.
시그마 승리.
Yeah, Horizon really makes this run a lot easier.
기동 중. 인시. 당신을 제거합니다. 당신을 제거합니다.
Bam, 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 and they're dead. It's just really funny, to be honest with you.
호라이즌 인게이지. 요격하겠습니다. 마칠 게 있습니까? 변수는
Angry just died in one hit.
포기하시지.
Of course, you had to use a rifleman. Like I said, it hits the best DPS units against Tyrant armor. I'd be surprised if you didn't use it and cleared it.
레나스랑 클로이스는
Wow, I'm like less than 200 XP away from the level 99. But I think I'm not that far away from level 100.
수리 사장님.
Yeah, I don't think I'm that far away from level 100.
레나스랑 클로이스는 어디 간 거랑? 이견 없습니다. 이견 없습니다. 예? 제가 어찌 감히
그리해야 흡족하시다면
I feel like I'm making a sin here. For some reason.
지키셔야 합니다, 주인을.
Probably just Chinatsu and her swimsuit.
저희 가문은 먼 옛날부터 이면세계에 맞서왔습니다. 저도 그런 조상님들의 의지를 이어가고 싶어요.
Oh, just covers everyone. I don't know. For some reason, I always like this faces. Let me change it. Sana is making a really angry face. I'm just trying to make a Japanese theme here, okay? I'm not trying to do anything else. I'm trying to make Japanese theme here, okay? Give me a break. Very suspicious of me for what? I'm very I don't know the word I'm trying to say. I don't know what you were trying to tell me though. Dude, I got so many different fetish. My fetish doesn't exist actually, because more like it's easier to find what I don't like than what I like, honestly. I mean, of course, I have something I like the most, but it's probably easier for me to ask like what I don't like than what I liked. 'Cause I like many different things. See, I'm not really that picky, so if it is decent, then I say okay, I can do it. One thing I definitely don't like is a male character. That's definitely no for me. Definitely no for me. So for some reason though, some odd reason, I can deal with counter-side characters. Like in many different games, I'm like, okay, this dude needs to leave right now, so I don't have to deal with it kind of feeling. Like many dudes are like that. But surprisingly for counter side, I'm like, Shion, I can deal with it. And there's not that many male characters, of course, within counter side. Overflow, I mean, that's a male, right? I think he's pretty cool, so. Then again, I think actually is the most of girl a character I use is definitely girl. June is pretty cool. John Mason is definitely pretty cool. I mean, honestly, John Mason I don't really roll for gacha, but in character-wise, he was pretty funny. So, in story, so Jake, he's pretty cool. Morgan Ryan, I mean, it's not my favorite character, of course, but I think they serve pretty good purpose as their story. This Yubian I didn't like that much. I think it's just for character setup. Masaki, I definitely liked him after reading this story. Benedict and I don't know. There's no story, nothing for him whatsoever. So no comments. Well, Mino I also really like as well. So the character who got a decent spotlight even once within the storyline, I think they all done pretty well on that. And Gabriel, I think he's just pretty funny. Would love to see Alpha Trick's squad story one day. John Mason is just pretty chill guy, so. I mean, I like that too, but I guess that's just a soldier class enemy, so. In that case, I like Rifleman as well, like Enemy Rifleman and the Shieldman. It really is just a black version of Wolfgang. It really is. I talked about this before. And how could I forget about Doma? Frederick Doma. I definitely like him as well. So. So, deployment of resource artifacts. So I already got the key artifacts already. An ammo refill, nice, but I want an artifact instead. And this dive, the wave one, is probably the easiest one that you can tackle down. So, if you have a choice to go this spot, always go for this spot. It's easier than others. Takes longer though. So if you want to get it done quick, that might not be ideal. But definitely a lot quicker. Tommy, yeah, those guys are pretty funny too. I mean, like, they're just side characters, and they're not really from Gacha either. The point I was trying to say is I think it could be just me and my, I'm just being biased, but like I think many different Chinese games right now is having a hard time releasing a female character for some odd reasons. Maybe CISP controlling them or some bullshit. I don't know why, but they kept releasing like some male characters that no one really asked for, and they don't really add much to the story, but they just keep adding those male characters. And to sell those male characters, they tend to make it really OP and shit, which is, I'm like, okay, but can you make that female character and make it OP? Wouldn't that sell more? But they're like, nope, you gotta make the male character and make it OP. For some odd fucking reasons. I don't get it. I really don't, but they do. They just do, and I don't get it. Do you guys get it? Because I don't. In recent years, Chinese game, only male character I can really approve is only. That's about it. No other male characters, I'm like, gets past. Like no other characters makes me feel like that. So. I mean, it's probably really hard to sell male characters. So. Guess I've been streaming around 2 hours because this playlist is about to end. This playlist is about to end. No artifacts? Ah, damn it. NT, not NT. Ground damage, 10%. You know what? Starting tomorrow, I think I'm not gonna stream for a while. I think I really want to dig in, start translating, and get it done over with. For the chapter 7, and for Nanana story, I guess I can't guarantee you, but I will try to a certain level. I will try. I will try to do it, but like I said, I can't guarantee it. You guys will be surprised how much work it takes. I wish there's like auto translation lines. Maybe then it'll be a lot easier. But typing all this text one by one is definitely a fucking pain in the ass. Really, that's what it takes the most time, to be honest. Not really translating part, but like putting the subtitle on. Yeah, I did play in the stream, so if you watch the stream, you get the gist of it. You probably understand like what kind of happened. But I skipped through a lot of like dialogues and meanings. So even though you understand like what the story is about, you will not understand like dialogue parts. You probably missed a lot of good elements. What makes story kind of fun here and there. And the impact it might have. Now this one is going to be a lot more harder, honestly. It's because the way they talk within the event is kind of like Japanese style. I don't know if you can understand that. Like, it's not like they talk like Koreans. They talk like Japanese people. I mean, they talk more like Korean people, but they use wording from like Japanese style, I guess. And now, honestly, I don't know how Japanese people like talk in English kind of style. Don't know. No, not really accents, but I like their grammar and style. How should I say? They translated Japanese into Korean, and they then have to translate the Korean into English. So I feel like if I don't think I'm confident enough that I'll be able to translate that really well to not miss a lot of good details on their dialogues and make it sound natural. Same time. See, I never really ask, like, maybe I'll post. Maybe I just need a good. I mean, I don't expect. I mean, you guys probably don't expect like amazing quality or translation I did for X7, so. But I do wonder what people really think. Like, not minus like error, like typos and stuff. Let's not go over that. That's about to happen. I can't go over every single thing I type. That's just not possible. The amount of text I type on those videos, yeah, it's definitely not possible. But I would like to know what people really think about, I guess, my translation style. Like, is it a little bit too much? Or is it just totally like hard to understand? I tried to value the original like Korean style a lot more than trying to make it fitter for English sound, I guess. It's a lot of fun, but it's a lot of work. And honestly, I'm also worried that I'm not doing the best job at it. Yeah, if it is just that they're happy to just see the story early, I guess I'm just a little bit disappointed with myself. Don't know. I wish I can deliver it better.
기왕 쓰신 거 조금만 더 쓰고 가시면 어떨까요?
Maybe I'm just being too greedy. It's not like I'm getting paid to do this or anything. It's very good time sync though, I give you that. Like a very good time sync. I mean, Zilong is a Chinese company, so I don't think they would like to work with me. And I don't have a degree in like English major, so well, I took the basic one in college. But
절찬 판매 중입니다. 항로가 수정됐습니다.
and it's more of, like I said, if the player's not satisfied with it, then I shouldn't be doing the official translation.
불청객 제가 집도할게요.
I think I can do better than what I put out. Sometimes I read through and sometimes I feel like I was a little bit too cheesy time to time, I feel like.
조심히 막으려.
I think though, I'm not sure what the Nile translation is like within chapter X6 for the C server, but personally the X7 wise, I think I did justice for Nile. I think personally. So I take pride in that for sure. Not sure about any other characters, but I can guarantee you that I think I made a very good impression of Niles throughout the X7 translation. But I'm not sure what Nile is like in terms of translation format with the X6 because I haven't seen it. So it might be something really different than how they translate it. Ministra. Huh. Forgot this boss even exists. I don't think I even get to see her skins. Oh, she didn't even get to activate her skills. Kill her too fast. Damn it. I don't know, I saw how easy to get the good artifacts in the low level dives, and when you go higher level ones, it's just impossible to find them. It's like game knows. It's like, oh, you need this artifacts. Guess what? We're not giving it to you. I swear to God. If you can get the attack speed 30% artifacts, that'll go in very long miles. Man, with like one counter hit, destroy the ship's HP.
고주미 침식파가 검출됐습니다.
What's Xiao's max attack speed? I'm assuming what the attack speed says. It's like 50 something? Because I think no, I think the gear itself already gives like 30% attack speed. Might be 50 something. Have you played the Grand Saga? I tried to play it, but game was VPN locked, so you could not play outside of the if you don't live in Korea. I know the game is coming in Japanese server. I'm not sure if the global server is coming. But I don't think I have a lot of positive things to say about the game. Yeah, it's 41.4% plus 20%, so that would be 61.4%. That'd be pretty damn fast. The heck? I swear to God, I thought I maxed out their skills. What? Swear to God, I thought I maxed out her skill, but I guess I didn't. Huh. Can I pull her though? Don't think I can. Nope. Damn it.
이 머리 장식은 당주님께 받은 선물입니다. 저 같은 것에겐 안 어울린다고 생각하시지 않나요? 다른 건 괜찮으나 물을 튀기는 장난은 자제해 주십시오.
Oh, I did not know you can see this within the
범의 녹이
this kind of screen right here. Huh.
직원들은 잘 지내고 있습니다. 사장님은 괜찮으신가요? 직원들은 잘 지내고
Should clear these as well. Yeah, I made a tower version as well. Just keep cleaning dive first, I think.
정령님이 정지해 주신 위상적 타이거 마인을 제외하세요.
The Tarleen is pretty good. It's basically for PvP only though. PvE I try to use her, it's not really that great. Attack speed up. It's auto. This time is just messed up. What are the prerequisites for scavenger type to spawn from the dungeons? Oh yeah, you have to build those. You have to max it out. Yeah, they have different facilities that you can build. If you go to the dive here, there's this one. No, not that one. Yeah, it's this one. You have to build this one and you can get the scavenger dive. You need this though. You need this at the level 10 and you have to build it. Build this one with it. No problem. But clearing those will definitely cut the grind quite a bit. Suffering without those characters.
수호령께서 가르쳐 주셨습니다.
Horizon, go on,
강력한 적성
go and kill this
체감이
boss.
확인됩니다.
Go, go, go. Go and kill this boss, please. Have you watched the Stone Ocean yet? Don't think so. That's the anime, right? Don't think I have time for anime, like I said. Don't think I have time for anime. I don't think I will ever will have time for it these days. Like an impossible task for me at this point. Just can't do it. Can't do it. Do 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 do.
제 성능을 발휘할 수 있었던 건 당신의 전술 덕분입니다. 정령님이 정지해 주신 위선자 패입니다. 다이브 멀미를 제외하세요.
If you watch PvP video, you should be able to tell how good she is.
들키지만 않으면 합법. 신입 등급은 소멸됐습니다. 광역선멸 프로그램 실행. 요격하겠습니다.
Yeah, even for PvE, she's really good, I think. So.
Could you please hear my voice that hungers for looks like a fly far away or by the road, waiting for the wind to find a way back home. Time flows across the world. There is always a long way to go.
Should be pretty fun actually. Stacked up by all the mechanic artifacts here. Let's see how fast it's gonna move for the next time. Let's see.
강력한 적성체 반응이 확인됩니다.
I think after this run, I think I'm gonna go to sleep. A little bit tired, so I have to work today as I have to work some extra shifts. So she just go to bam, 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 and she's dead. Yep, she just did all the damage. Pretty funny.
제 성능을 발휘할 수 있었던 건 당신의 전술 덕분입니다. 정령님이 정지해주신
But I promise you, I'll try to work the translation for the next couple days. And I guess my goal is trying to get the final act for Act 7 finish up, and hopefully Nanahara eventually as well. We'll see. But anyways, as always, thanks for watching, guys. Wasn't that long. Well, how long was the stream? Like 3 hours? A bit less than that. Hope you guys enjoyed me going to sleep now, and hopefully I can wake up not feeling like a crap. Gotta watch out for the virus these days. They crow up like always. But anyways,